أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب إله رب العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. Amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings and felicitations and Mubarak to all our viewers, to all of the mu'mineen and mu'minat, Muslimin and Muslimat, and also with us all together in the service of our 12th Imam. On this blessed day of Eid al-Fitr, I personally and also we at Hidayat give our greetings and felicitations to you all. Thank you very much for being with us for the whole month as we covered many important realities during this month from the point of view of spirituality, social and also political and much more for all our community. Alhamdulillah. We've been blessed with this day. I would like to reflect upon Eid al-Fitr and the spiritual reality of Eid al-Fitr, why it is called Fitr, and what happens on the Eid al-Fitr on the basis of the teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. First and foremost, if you may recall, when we started the month of Ramadan, we have said that the month of Ramadan is so unique and special. It has two types of reality. It has two types of reality to it. One is that every day is considered as unique and special and focused, and also the whole month as well. That is why when a person makes the niyat of fasting in the month of Ramadan, it is recommended that he make the niyat for the whole month. So he is looking at this month as a whole, as a complete package. And also it is recommended that he make niyat every day of the month. So he is paying attention to that every particular day, the first, the second, the third, because it is that respectful that a person pays attention to the whole packaging as well, which has its own value and unique, and also every day of the month is also considered to be very fascinating and very amazing. So therefore, when we approach the month of Ramadan, it has two aspects to it. The same way as the day, first day and the second day and the third till 29 or 30, it ends up with iftar, which brings about joy, which brings about happiness, which brings about reward. The same way, the month of Ramadan, as when we are looking as a package, it ends up with Eid al-Fitr, which brings about joy, which brings about forgiveness, which brings about happiness, which brings about reward. So every day of the month ends with the iftar is forgiveness. The whole month ends with Eid al-Fitr, with forgiveness, with rewards. The way one should really approach the month of the Eid al-Fitr, if we notice, is that we begin by saying takbirat. We say, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar. All of these takbirat starts. It starts from the time of the Isha prayer. All nights is recommended to say the takbirat. Then we have the Fajr prayer, and then the takbirat. And before the prayer, we do takbirat. We say a lot, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Why is it that we are saying so many times Allahu Akbar? See, what is the hikmat, the spiritual reality of saying takbir, of saying Allahu Akbar? When do we say Allahu Akbar? For example, if we see something very fascinating and amazing, we see a beautiful mountain and the river, and we see this, we say, wow, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, MashaAllah. That's what we see. When we get a good news, we say, Allahu Akbar, oh my God, right? See, whenever there is something very fascinating thing that we approach, or for example we hear a big sound, like that's what we hear in sort of in demonstrations, or something happen, a big sort of explosion takes place where it kind of shakes us. We go Allahu Akbar, we say Allah, but God is greater than what we are seeing. We are seeing this is amazing, beautiful. God is greater, right? A news comes about, we say Allahu Akbar, which means this news is great, but Allahu Akbar, but God is greater. So what is the wisdom behind saying takbirat from the night of Eid al-Fitr till, for example, we see till the times of the prayers, we perform takbirat? The reason seems to be is that this night and the day of Eid al-Fitr, there is humongous amount of effusions from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Great amount of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is descending from the heaven for the forgiveness of mu'mineen and mu'minat. So every beauty that is coming from the heaven, every breeze of mercy that is coming from the heaven, we say Allahu Akbar. God is greater than this, what He is sending. He is greater and greater, and we ask for the maximum capacity of it. What you have sent is mercy. Yes, it is from you indeed, but Allahu Akbar. Yes, what you have sent is mercy. Allahu Akbar. Till that time of prayer, till that time of the Eid prayer, we say that final takbir of Takbiratul Ihram, we say Allahu Akbar. That is the culmination, that is the conclusion of this special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of forgiveness, of rewards that one is supposed to achieve on the day of Eid al-Fitr. So it's Allahu Akbar from the night, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, till that Allahu Akbar of Takbiratul Ihram, of Salatul Eid. And we enter that valley of Ghufran, of mercy, of love, of beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, inshallah. Right, that's point number one. The other point which I want to make here to reflect the reality of Eid al-Fitr, in the dua of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, we find that Eid Fitr is not joy, is not happiness. Eid al-Fitr itself, Eid is not itself joy and happiness. However, we find in the dua that Eid and joy, surur, is added to it. It is an extra quality. Not that, for example, a person, for instance, say that Eid is joy or Eid is happiness. No, Eid is not happiness in itself. Eid itself is oath, is returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then there is surur. We find in the dua, I'm trying to find in the dua of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, that we find that there is Eid and then surur as well, which is another quality or another sort of quality of this day is mentioned, and that is surur, that is happiness and joy, right? So therefore we find that there is Eid and then there is surur. So it means that Eid itself is independent. The joy is something else, right? So Eid in reality is an ode, which means that a person is returning back. Returning back towards what? Towards Fitr, towards that Fitra, towards that nature. And what is that nature? That nature is divine. That nature is pure. That nature is tahir. That nature is sinless. That nature is masoom. That nature is pure and direct from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's an ode, which means a return. Ada ya'udu, as they say in Arabic, It's a yaoud, it's an Eid, which means I'm returning back to that pure nature of mine, which is godly, which is divine, which accepts God, pure, right? So this brings about surur. That's why we have, Eid and also surur as something else. Now, on the day of Eid, a person have fasted, stood up for prayers, tahajjud, salatul layl, served the people, community, given zakat, purified his mal, purified himself, purified his thought, protected himself from sins, prayed on time, Maghrib prayer, awwal waqt, because we have to break fast. Fajr prayer, awwal waqt. At least we were praying 3 prayers awwal waqt compared to 5 prayers we are supposed to pray awwal waqt. Mujtahid Tehrani, a great scholar marhum, he says that when we see problems in our life and we see that our problems are not resolving, we are praying, we are doing dua, we are giving sadaqah, we are doing everything, but still the problem persists, still the problem exists. One after the other problem exists and persists and comes back. For him is namaz awwal waqt. If he prays the prayer, the salat awwal waqt, all of the problems will be resolved. He will have no problems. We are not acting on the teachings of Ahl Bayt, on the teachings of awliya, and we are expecting that our problems to be resolved. We have to act, we have to test it, we have to imtihan. It is like saying, oh doctor, I am very ill, my throat is hurting, I have an infection in my throat. The doctor will say every 6 hours take this antibiotic. We go home, we put the medicine there, we don't take it on time, or we don't take it, we ignore it, we miss it. Still we complain, oh doctor, my throat is still hurting, I still have an infection. Namaz awwal waqt is been prescribed by God, by the doctor of the doctors, for resolving of our problems, for resolving our issues. We are not taking that prescription, we are not implementing that, then we are complaining at the same time. How can that will happen, that our problems will be resolved? So therefore, namaz awwal waqt, for the problems to be resolved. Now this was just in the margin, which I just remember I wanted to give as a gift to you of the Eidul Fitr. So returning back to that fitrah, it is that ode, it is that returning back, as we were saying, that he returns back to this pure nature of his. That's what Eid is. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says that it is Eid and also surur. Now see how he says salam. He says salamun alaykum, to parting farewell of the month of Ramadan. Then he says that, look at this jumla, this is very beautiful. Now this great companion of ours, which is the month of Ramadan, which was great blessing, which was great mercy of yours, O Allah, as this month of Ramadan is departing us, as this month of Ramadan is leaving us, O Allah, this is very painful. This is very sorrow. Our hearts are broken. We are very sad as this month is going away, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As this month is going away, we are in a state of sorrow. Now, as this month is going away and we are in the state of sorrow, therefore the Imam says that, reward us with the Eidul Fitr. Reward us on the Eid day, that this sort of sadness goes away. As this, as we are sad because of this Eid is going away, give us jaza, give us reward on the day of Eid, so that it becomes a joy and happiness. The jumla is in Saif Sajjadiyah. Imam says that Eidan was surura. It's Eid and also surur for the Muslimin, for the Mu'mineen, right? So now he also says that as Eid, as this Yom, as this day is about to come, and we are very sad because the month of Ramadan is going away, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, make that Eid, the day of Eid, be a day in which we become happy, we become joyful, sort of like Jubran. Make it up, so that we miss this. So make it up by rewarding on the day of Eid. That's number 2, point number 2, which I want. Now, point number 3, as we say that the day of Eid, here's the jumla, I'm sorry, I got it here now. It says that wajbur musibatana, wajbur is jubran, is to make it up. Wallah, wajbur musibatana, it is a musibat for us, is our musibat, fi shahrina, in this month, which is of going away of the month, wajbur, jubran, make it up of this musibat by Eid, by rewarding us on Eid. And as a matter of fact, the day of Eid and the month of Ramadan is like a powerhouse. It is like budgeting. It is like storing the whole year of barakah and blessing. Till the next month of Ramadan, one should accumulate the rewards, the energy, right? The energy, the rewards, the spirituality for the one whole year. On that day of Eid, we should get that package. That budget is given to us so that we utilize this, we stretch it for the year to come, till the next month of Ramadan. This is how we should see the month of Ramadan, that it is one month and we have to gather our energy, our spirituality, and particularly on the day of Eid, we should have that have that reward from our Allah subhanahu, from our God. We should take that, because as they say that when you go for your Eid in the morning to pray your prayers, it is as if it is resembling the day of judgment. You are coming out of your houses towards the makan, towards the musalla, towards the prayer, towards the masjid, towards the house of God, to really take your reward. It is like day of judgment. You are coming out of your qubur, of your graves, from your houses, and going out towards the house of God, towards prayers, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to take your reward. It is like day of judgment. When a person comes out from the grave, goes towards the makan, towards the maidan of the qiyamah, in order to take reward. So the same way a person is coming out of the house in order to take that reward on the day of Eid al-Fitr. That is Eid al-Fitr, right? That is Eid al-Fitr. So the ulama or the urafa and the awliya says that you should accumulate so much reward, you should have gained that much spirituality, that it should last for you for the whole year, right? That's why we say that shaitan is chained in the month of Ramadan. Now shaitan is open. Now even if shaitan is open, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, even if shaitan is open, so what? We have gained that sort of power to really defeat shaitan now, right? We have become the salihin. Now that's point number 3. Now point number 4, which I would like to make here, is that as it is considered to be the day of the way or the imams used to celebrate the Eid by reminding that as it is the day of وَجَعَلْتَهُ لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ إِيدًا, as Allah, you have made this day of Eid for all Muslims, for all mu'mineen. The day of Eid is only possible to be that true Eid with the Imam Waqt. If Imam Zamana is there, it is day of Eid. If Imam Zamana is not there, it is not day of Eid in reality. Yes, we celebrate, but truly can we say that the joy that we could have praying behind the Imam Waqt and not praying behind Imam Waqt? The real Eid, the real joy is praying behind Imam Waqt. So the Eid al-Fitr, as it's owed towards that fitrah, as this returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is returning to that fitrah, and that fitrat is Khudai, this fitrat is Allahi, this fitrat is divine and godly. Then when this fitrat is divine and godly, it requires a khalifa, it requires an imam, It requires a guide, a leader. So we also remember on the Eid al-Fitr, on any Eid, on any Oud. Jummah is Eid. Eid al-Qurban is Eid. Eid al-Ghadir is Eid. Eid al-Fitr is Eid. These are the 4 Eid ayat been mentioned by the Prophet in the Hadith, by the Imam in the Hadith, mentioned by the Ma'soom in the Hadith, that there are 4 Eid. Jummah is Eid. Eid al-Fitr is Eid. Eid al-Qurban is Eid. Eid al-Ghadir is Eid, and Eid al-Ghadir is the Eid of all Eid. Right? So what is this Eid? Oh, then return to that Tawheed. On a Friday, what do? We remember Imam Zaman. Dua Nutba, we recite. On Eid al-Fitr, what do? Mustahab, to recite and remember Imam Zaman. Eid al-Qurban, mustahab, to remember Imam Zaman. Eid al-Fitr, mustahab, to remember Imam Zaman. All of these 4 ayat, we remember Imam Waqt, because that is through Eid, the Imam Waqt. That's why, as we said, when we look at the month of Ramadan, the point number 1 which I made, as a package, Eid al-Fitr, on the Eid day, the reward. On the Eid day, forgiveness. On the Eid day, ghufran, maghfirah, mercy. And on the Eid day, remembrance of the Imam Zaman. Every iftar, first Ramadan, second, third, fourth, every iftar time, what do? Breaking iftar, Allah is rewarding. Breaking iftar, mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. Breaking iftar, forgiveness is awarded. Breaking iftar, what do we recite? Allahumma inna narghabu ilayka fi dawlatin karima tu'izzu biha al-islam wa ahla wa tudhillu biha al-nifaq wa ahla wa taj'aluna fiha min ad-du'at ila ta'atik wal qadati ila sabilik wa tarzuqna biha karamat ad-dunya wal akhirah. Allahumma inna narghabu ilayk. We ask for the raghbah, we ask for that dawlatan karima, that governance, which is honorable governance, kareem governance of Imam Zaman. When do we do that? Dua iftitah, when we break fast. So the same way, every day of month of Ramadan, we have the same qualities or same activities or rituals, spiritual acts we are reminded of. And on the day of Eid as well, once again, we remember the Imam Waqt. We remember the Imam Waqt is mustahab to recite Dua Nutba. We say, أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء. Where is that one who will seek the avenge of the blood of Karbala, of Imam Hussein alayhi salam? As a matter of fact, these are the days in which Imam Hussein alayhi salam arrived in the month of Makkah. From Rajab, he traveled 27th of Rajab towards Makkah, and in the month of Ramadan he was in Makkah. He was in Makkah, stationed in Makkah, and Eid al-Fitr was performed in Makkah. So this is really a reminder. And as a matter of fact, in the dua of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, he recites, he asks for adala, for justice, for a governance. See, the Imam is reminding. So a true Eid, as it is Oud and as it is Eid, indeed, no doubt, Eid al-Fitr is Eid. When that Oud, when that return towards Tawheed, towards God is taking place, it cannot be without the remembrance of the Imam Waqt, of the Imam of the time, of Imam Zaman, of Hujjat ibn al-Hasan al-Askari, our Imam. So we have to pray for him, for his reappearance. We have to pray that he return and we be his supporter and helper. So that is point number 4 which I wanted to make. And finally, I request all mu'mineen and mu'minat, all Muslimin and Muslimat, to pray for all of those who have fasted in this month, to pray for the Ummah, for the Muslims, for rectification. We hope as a whole, as the Ummah have fasted, as the Muslims have fasted all around in this world, these fastings of theirs, these recitations of the Quran, these charities, act as an insurance for the lives of innocent Muslims being killed in different places of the world. Indeed, when we reflect and look at what is happening in the houses of Muslims, we find that the celebration is not a complete celebration. Some people have lost their parents, some people have lost their children. It is that surur, that joy that's supposed to be there in our celebrations and our Eid, remains with a mark, with a spot, with a crack. It is not complete. Now, the way this crack, this spot will be jubran, will be make it up, would be by the reappearance of the 12th Imam, where وَأَقِيمُ النَّاسَ بِالْقِسْطِ, as the Quran says, that the qiyam, the establishment of justice will take place, and that is with the Imam Waqt. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he reappears soon and we be from the helpers and supporters of the Imam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you all. Ghafarallahu lana wa lakum. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our marhumin and increase their daraja and reward them on this day, on this blessed day of Eid, inshallah. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you in our future programs. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.